When it comes to fashion innovation, it's never a bad idea to inject a little fresh blood into the industry. The world's major capitals are keen to help young designers get ahead, offering assistance in everything from development to distribution. Paris is no different. Since 2012, the French Couture Federation has singled out young entrepreneurs for special attention through their Designers Apartment initiative. This year, there are 7 of them.
A young designer today needs to propose more than just a cloth. He needs to present a product, a concept, an image and a strategy. He needs to be talented in a number of disciplines. For me, designers today are sort of the soldiers of the fashion world.
After studying at Paris's École de la Chambre syndicale and working at Hermès, Balmain and Chanel, Marie Marquet created the Mini-Me concept in 2014. Her work is awash with printed fabrics and embraces an impressive color palette.
Our production is all done in-house. We do everything here ourselves. It all happens just downstairs. It's because we really want to be in control of everything, and we want to hold on to our savoir-faire. And even when it comes to the people we work with, be it the seamstresses or the suppliers, everything is very Paris-centric. So yeah, it's very much a French savoir-faire.
And she's not alone. Hugo Fontaine is 24 years old. He trained as a stylist in New York, but enjoys perfecting his craft here in Paris. He experiments with a sophisticated minimalism at his fashion label, FRATER.
The tailoring's all done in France to guarantee a certain savoir-faire and also to make sure the work's fair for everyone. This total transparency gives a certain authenticity to clothes and therefore, for me, added value.
Paying homage to one of the capital's most impressive libraries is Hélène Timsit at Mazarine. In 2015, the designer won first prize at Paris's Création de la Ville competition thanks to her enthusiasm for so-called co-creation. Her clients designed their own collections using her models as a starting point.
We have a lot of models that are quite like kimonos, and we've also got a lot of belts that might make you think of martial arts, or colors that look quite Japanese.
Wilfried Lantoin's message, meanwhile, is simple. Paris is a city where people come together. His collection is full of interlocking influences and often defies simple categorization. He enjoys playing with extremes.
I like to play with very specific and very contradictory codes, specifically femininity juxtaposed with something utilitarian, or minimalism, which is set against something a little more outlandish.
Where the Designers Apartment initiative excels is fostering connections between emerging designers and the buyers and the media who'll be key to their success.
It's a French opportunity, but it also relies heavily on embracing other cultures. The project welcomes foreigners who are living in France, and that enriches the level of creativity, enhancing what we can produce.
Nichenière is the name of an Egyptian princess, but it's also the name of Francisco Terra's grandmother. After traveling in Europe and Asia and working for the United Nations, the Brazilian designer established his ready-to-wear label in Paris.
My influences can be extremely graphic, because I'm a child of the 90s, so Japanese manga cartoons were, and still are, a part of my day-to-day life. As for the fabric, well, I have a penchant for luxury. That's what people always tell me, especially the salespeople. I think that 80% of the fabrics I use contain silk.
Alexander Coy studied fine art in LA and fashion in London. His end-of-year project was selected by Vogue, Dazed and Confused and ID magazines as one of the year's best 5. Beyoncé, Naomi Campbell and Luc Besson have all worked with him, and his work's already been shown at London's V&A Museum. But he's launching his new label in Paris.
I like to use a lot of rules and limitations in my work so that I have more focus and I'm forced to explore new things. Everything is done in a new technique, either with a gun which shoots little pieces of plastic into the clothes, or studs, or everything by weaving.
The Franco-American designer is clear about one thing: comfort zones are the enemy of creativity.
So if an intern or someone working with me has a lot of knowledge of braiding or certain techniques, I tell them, don't either forget everything you know or you have to work on another section, because I want everything to be created in a completely new way and in a way that is not looking back at the past too much.
New technology and social media have transformed the way fashion is produced and sold. Young designers rely on a number of communication strategies to get their break.
They won't necessarily be communicating via platforms we're familiar with. There is an economic crisis, but everything is still very much possible.
Enter Antoinette CHALUMEAU and her collaborative label Side Project.
People want to have a profession that allows them to earn a living, but they also want a side project where they can indulge their passion.
What might be a side project for one artist becomes CHALUMEAU's full-time job, as she works to help people produce everything from jewellery to clothes. Passion can, it seems, pave the way to expansion.